diving into the details, the one that obviously is going to raise a lot of attention is universal basic income. How do you as a mayor say, we're going to give people money when other people are already working and they say, that's my tax money?
Yeah.
How do you justify that?
We do it all the time. In order to make it through the pandemic, the federal government gave states and communities and cities and individuals money to help them stay on their feet. Emergency rental relief during the pandemic, when we saw so many folks filing for eviction, is a perfect example of that. Here, the bottom line is City Hall is looking for policies and programs that work, that are effective. And universal basic income has shown, city after city that has done a pilot program has shown that it helps lift people out of poverty. The earned income tax credit that we recently passed lifted children out of poverty. There are programs after programs showing that if you are able to accurately identify in your working poor communities who is living paycheck to paycheck and just needs a little bit extra help in order to start saving and in order to start owning, that's what the program is targeted for. And the city of Cincinnati does not have the resources to institute this plan alone. It is going to require a public-private partnership. And we are very confident. We've already partnered with the Urban League. We're very confident, that we'll have a national funder to come in and partner with us moving forward.
So the pilot program, if I looked at it correctly, you're using $250,000 out of the overall money. I can't remember the overall figure.
I think it's 2.12.
Yeah, 2.12 million that was allocated but not fully approved by council.
Yep.
So talk to me about the details. Mm-hmm. Who would qualify? How would this work? How would somebody apply? And would there be clawbacks if somebody doesn't meet a certain requirement, if they don't apply for jobs, if they don't get a job? I mean, would there be any way to claw that money back? So
right now the program is being created. And part of the reason why we set aside $2.12 million, but also knew that we would have to come back to council in order for another vote, was to give us an opportunity to create the program, identify the targeted communities, and then get council's buy-in as well. We don't have the partners yet created, but what we believe we're going to focus on is caregivers. So single parents or folks who are caring for elderly parents, this so-called sandwich generation. That is a community of folks that haven't necessarily been studied in other cities, and so we want to create a data set that can be then lifted up to the other cities and their data set to create one national data set to help our federal leaders understand that this is a program that could be useful in a lot of our major American cities. So this isn't necessarily going to be citywide. This is a pilot. This is a toe in the water, if you will. It's a pilot, absolutely. All the cities that have experimented in this area have done pilots. I think this is incredibly valuable program. Obviously, most directly for the individuals who are participating in the program, and not just getting guaranteed basic income for a time, but also getting wraparound services, financial, education, and savings strategies and plans and investment plans. So it's a real benefit to those community of people who are directly involved. But the other benefit nationally is including Cincinnati on the list of cities who are trying to experiment and innovate in this space and trying to encourage collective action at the federal level. That is something that I think we should be very proud of. What do you say to critics of programs like this who said it disincentivizes people to go to work? People are working incredibly hard. People are working through the gig economy. People continue to work on the front lines, even though we're coming out of this pandemic. I don't agree that this will in some way engender some kind of negative consequence. Experience and example, time after time, has shown that direct infusions of grants for working poor enables them to have a little bit of breathing room so that they can save for their future and their children's future. And that's good for everybody.
Do you have a timetable on when you plan to actually ask council to approve the money for this? And is it contingent on finding a partner, or are you just going to spend the $250,000 now?
No,
and try it?
no, I'm not interested in just, no, the answer is no. It is incredibly important for us to get a national partner so that we can have a robust pilot, so that we can help as many Cincinnatians as possible. And until we have that, we won't be going back before council. So we've got, you know, we've got over the next year putting this program together and then going before council.
Would you be in favor or agree with some kind of guardrails and some kind of accountability on this kind of grants? Like I said, making sure that people do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it has to be a program that is tailored in a way that is as effective as possible. I'm interested in the impact. The ROI on this program, I think, could be incredibly deep for the people who are experiencing it. And the way the program is set up will be critically important to incentivize them in the appropriate way.